Hello everybody and welcome to the fourth video of the JavaFX application. And as you can remember, in the last video we created the console, and it's basically just a stage which is showing a scene which appears where we've set it to appear on the screen. And now what we're going to do is we're going to program or write the code so that some information will appear in the console as and when we want it to appear. So for that I'm going to create a new text area, and I'm going to create it outside our create console function, because I'm going to write another function which is going to need to be used inside all the functions of this class, and it's going to be a private text area because I just want to have it accessed in this class, and it is going to be a new text area. There we go, like so, and we are just going to import the JavaFX JavaFX scene control. So we're just going to import that. Okay, so that's our text area which we've created, and now we're going to just put it inside our border pane. So after the border pane, and we're going to put it in the center of the border pane for now. So we're just going to call our border pane, and we're going to say console, because it's the border pane console dot, and we're going to set center, that one, and it's going to be the text area which we're going to put in there. So we still won't be able to see any text, but as our console is created, we want to just have the text area set. So we say ta.set text. I'm going to put a string in there which is going to just say console started, and we want to have a new line appear after that, so that any other code that we append to the text area will appear under that. So there we go. So now basically if we run that code, we should have that console running, because it starts when we create our application. So it says console started, so that's exactly what we want to have. So now we've got text going there, but we want to add text from other classes and things like that. So for that I'm going to create a new function which is going to be a public function, because that needs to be accessed by other classes. So it's going to be public, and it's going to just call set text, and it's going to take in a string, and I'm just going to call it str for simplicity reasons. And of course it's going to be a void, pardon me, it's not going to return anything, it's just going to be a void. There we go. So that sorted all those issues out. So what we're going to do here, it's going to be very simple. We're just going to take our text area, and we're going to say append, because we just want to append the text, and the text we want to append is going to be the string. But we also want to have a new line appear, because if we don't, it's just gonna, all the text is just gonna appear in one line, and that's not going to be very useful. So now that we've created this public set text method here, we can set our text in other classes. So let's go ahead and do that. And in one of the classes where we actually already called, you see we haven't called it here, but in one of the classes where we've actually called the console is in the mains, and we are going to set here, for instance, where the border pane starts. We can actually set here that we say that the launcher is started. So we're going to call console, and we're just going to say set text, because that's the text function we've created inside our console class, and we're just going to say here that the launcher started. So you can start to see now how this is going to work. So now this is instead of writing system print line and it appears in this console, it's going to appear in the console where we want it to appear. And so if we run that now, you will see that the console started and the launcher started, and there's a spelling mistake there that I need to sort out. And then when we press the button, we want to have something happen as well. So and this is just an explanation, so it's console dot set text, and here we just can say button pressed. I mean, I will remove this. It is just to sort of like show you how, this is on the wrong side of the bracket, how this is going to work with the launcher. So we press, so there's the console started, the launcher started, but we haven't pressed the button yet, so that code hasn't appeared. So if we press the button, it appears, and that's how we can see how certain things happen. Now we want it to happen in another class, and this is where some things do become a little bit more tricky. So we want to say, okay, well, if you press the button, the calendar started, but we can't create a new console here, because if we do, it will just create a new console stage. So we've got to basically take in the console that we have created. So we're going to go into the calendar, and in the build calendar, we're going to pass the console. We're just going to call it console. So this is where we pass the console, and we're just going to import console. Remember, it's our console we created. So and then we can use it here. So it's console and dot set text, and we can say here calendar program started. Okay, so now we're just going to go back to the mains, and we have to fix this error here, because now it wants us to pass in a console. So we're just going to pass in our console like so. And now if we run our application, we will see that it started. We're going to press the button, calendar program started, and we press the button. So that's all working fine. If we press the button and the calendar program started and it's a little bit mixed up there, you can see here, and that's because I did not put any thread stop and starts on, which I'm not really going to do right now because it's not really what I wanted to do. I just want to see that things are happening. So for instance, to stop the confusion there, we can just take this code out, because we don't really need that, because if we're going to press the button, it is just going to start our console, our calendar. So like if I just press that now, it will just say calendar program started, and that's basically all we need. And that's how the console works, and I hope that was useful, and I hope it helped, and yeah, happy coding.